You know, the truth is I'm a girl that came from absolutely nothing. You know, I did not have a family that, you know, had a bankroll for me that I could go out and I could spend their money. I grew up in a small roach-infested apartment with me and my two sisters. That's the truth of my situation and where I came from. You'll never find that on the internet because it's not interesting. They try to whitewash me. They say, oh, she's from Connecticut, so she must be wealthy. They don't know that there's poor places everywhere in the entire nation, right? I tell people, and just some fun facts about me. I was born in 1989. I was third in line in my family. I'm the third born. And I was born with a blocked tear duct. That's a true fact about me. And I could not cry for the first few weeks of my life. I couldn't produce tears. And I always tell people now that that was the earliest indication that I was not going to be a liberal. It's true.
And in many ways, Trump and Brexit represent the latest fight against tyranny. Tyranny is always subtle. It comes in obvious forms like communism and Nazism, but it also comes in subtle forms like dictatorship by unaccountable, unelected international officials who have no accountability to you or I. And that's a hugely worrying thing. And that's exactly what the European Union has become in Europe. And people will say the same things that they say in America about Trump. They'll say it's racist and it's misogynistic and it's a worrying thing for the state of the nation. But actually, that's just part of the liberal spin that so much of the world is buying right now. Actually, what Brexit is all about is about restoring choices and sovereignty to the individuals of the United Kingdom versus the European Union, which is so undemocratic that if it was its own country, it wouldn't be allowed into the European Union. That's how undemocratic it is.
Mom, Dad, I'm a lesbian. I like girls. Oh, sweetheart. We always knew. The bottom line, we just want our children to be happy, and we love you regardless. Brave soul. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, also, I think I might be a conservative. I don't understand. I can't breathe. Hey, get that camera out of my wife's face. Get out of my face. Guys, it's totally fine. It's okay. I just, think a little more conservatively. But sweetheart, you're black. Yeah. Look, it was a crazy election cycle, a lot of emotions. We're going to get you somebody to talk to, and you're going to work through this entire mess. No, Dad, this is who I am. Oh, what about Beyonce? Yeah, what about Beyonce? You like Beyonce, you love Beyonce. Beyonce is a liberal. What's going on? I still do. It's just as a general rule, I don't think the Billboard 100 should dictate my political alignments. And what about all of our Spanish-speaking friends? I knew there were too many Caucasian people in this neighborhood. Oh, that's good, honey. Mm-hmm. Make me the bad guy, Mrs. I can't live without those hedges. Well, we're gonna need those hedges when the neighbors find out that our daughter is in the KKK. What? Guys, this is getting completely out of hand. Mom, I'm still black, and I still like Hispanic people. I simply think that we should maybe put the economical future of this country ahead of the social issues. That is all. Sweetie, can you please just be gay?
Liberalism is a cancer because it destroys lives. When you accept yourself and see yourself as a victim, like my granddaddy always says, if you believe you can't, you won't. It's that easy. A society now that wants to turn everybody into victims is a society that is telling and convincing people they can't before they even try. It's a society that is making people see themselves as the little man and not letting them know that in America, it's always been this. If you work hard, if you stay out of trouble, if you stop making excuses, this country will reward you. What was happening between me and that teacher, me and that professor, is the difference between liberalism and conservatism. You see, liberals, when they have a problem, they look out externally. They say, who can I blame? If I'm short, it's because of tall people. If I'm poor, it's because of rich people, right? This is the way they think. But conservatives, we do something weird, totally weird and foreign, right? We look inward. We look internally. We say, I have a problem, and now I need to fix it.
Claim to care about your community, you cannot care about your community when it is convenient for you because the narrative fits, and you've now found a reason for you to be outraged and for you to be enraged because the facts are not on your side. If you are really committed to Black growth and Black community, we can isolate things and we can say, you know, both of these things are horrific. But if your bottom line is that you care about preserving Black lives, we need to address Black on Black crime first and foremost. And rioting in the streets or protesting in the streets only when Black people are killed by white Americans, which is something that happens hardly ever. Just looking at the actual empirical data, to me represents emotional fraudulence.
Marriage is a partnership, and I mean, we've just started on this journey together, and it's an incredible relationship. And the strongest example of marriage that the world has ever seen, and that the whole universe has ever seen, is Christ loving the church. And if Christ loved the church like a husband should love his wife, as Paul writes in Ephesians, then the sacrifice that Christ made for his bride was to lay down his life for the eternal wealth of the soul and for eternal salvation. So moving countries really isn't too much of a sacrifice compared to that.
It happens more often to white people and to Hispanic people by rape, but we don't know any of their names. And I think that that's incredible. Think about the fact that you can name so many Black Americans who were killed at the hands of police officers off the top of your head, right? Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, I guess you could count just because of he was a former police officer if you wanted to. And you can go on and on and on. Philando Castile. You can't do the same thing if somebody asks you to name white men that were killed by police officers or Hispanic men that were killed by police officers, because the media doesn't care about those stories, because they don't feed into the leftist media beast.